exciting game that happened in the morning, this morning itself, which was the Lakers versus the Denver Nuggets. It was AD and Nikola Jokic showdown in this game. Both of the big men showing what their caliber were. Lakers falling short in the first three quarters, and then coming back in the last quarter. LeBron giving away that steal. It was exciting. A lot happened in the game. What do you guys think about the game?
He
Uh,
stopped playing after that steal, right? He just gave up. He was like, nah, I'm done.
yeah, I mean, it was crazy for him to even play because when I saw them down like 20 after this first half, I was like, yeah, they're probably getting subbed out. They're going to conserve the energy. But props to the Lakers. I mean, even though I'm not wearing a Lakers t-shirt, which is very hypocritical of me tonight, but
Bandwagon,
bandwagon for
bandwagon
sure.
alert.
Bandwagon for sure. But at the same point in time, I really enjoyed this game. I saw a lot of brilliant performances tonight. I mean, we all dished Jamal Murray like there was no tomorrow. We were
I
on
told
his
y'all
ass
he
like,
was gonna come out gunning.
and he gave Lakers the buckets, man, last night. I mean, there was no shot that he wasn't taking and he wasn't making. It was just, crossover stop midi in. Then that taking that DMS shot from three in.
Yeah,
Everything was just
but
going in.
yeah, that's his MO though. Like, right? He's the tough shot taker, tough shot maker. He's that
Yeah,
kind of a player. And, like, it was just falling for him today, so it worked. But like we said, he's very inconsistent because he takes those tough shots. So I'm not sure he's gonna come through in those next games. But at least he got you that first win, and I think that's enough. But for me, like we discussed, I feel like we discussed this that the team of Denver is much more deep, and like you see across the board, if even if you don't watch the game, you can just check the stats. You'll see that the scores are distributed, the rebounds are distributed. It's everything is obviously like Jokic was extremely amazing, and like you said, Murray didn't miss a shot, but like overall they played a really good game. The Lakers couldn't even stop Bruce Brown. Contavious Caldwell Pope had a really good game, so I feel like they played really well as a team. Whereas the Lakers tried to dominate with the top two heavy, and like Austin Reeves chipped in really nicely. But other than that, we didn't have a like crazy team effort from the Lakers. And like to me, the Denver Nuggets really dominated. Other than that, a short stint where the Lakers really pumped the defense up. I think the defense is the way for them to win, and AD needs to be exceptional on defense, and like overall they need to be exceptional on defense for them to have a chance in this series.
I mean, the defensive production was something that we were looking for in with the Lakers team, which I think so. The Denver Nuggets exploited a lot of the exterior shooting as well. We saw a lot of 3 pointers being made, but those 3 pointers were also contested 3 pointers. I saw Nikola Jokic had a hand in his face, and still scored that buzzer beater three. And it happened with Murray did that as well. KCP did that as well. I mean, it was happening over LeBron James. It was happening over Austin Reeves. It was happening over everyone. I mean, I think so. The Denver Nuggets were in the flow, in the zone in this game, and I think so that is what brought them the game. But what was surprising for me to see from the Lakers side was that Dennis Schroeder played 32 minutes in the game, but he did not attempt a lot of field goals. I don't know why that happened. He attempted just three field
Because
goals.
he doesn't go for field goals. He tries to flop around and he tries to get fouls. He's not playing basketball, people. He's trying to just run around and get fouls.
I mean, he got those two threes, which were really nice. The corner, although they were corner threes, both of them, if I'm not wrong. But I mean, he played for 32 minutes, did not score a lot of points. Do you think that probably Rui Hachimura, with his physical strength, with his height that he has, to stop probably be another stopping force along with AD for the Lakers defense? Can he come come on the from the starters line without not coming off from the bench and probably scoring better than what Shooter did? Since we also what we predicted and what we saw was Lonnie Walker Jr. Not Lonnie Walker, Vanderbilt did not play a lot of minutes in this particular game because he did not have a lot of things to do defensively.
Yeah, like I said previously, like I said in our preview, I feel like they don't have a use for Vanderbilt as much as they did in the previous two series. They don't really need him on the floor defensively, and therefore they're not going to use him. They're not going to have him on the floor because he's not that good offensively. To your point about Hachimura, I feel like he's a defensive liability. I don't think he's that great on defense, and that's why he gets stints of offense in there. So like Ham does those, I think, offensive defensive substitutions. But on the other hand, he does have a really good offensive matchup wherein they were trying to get him easy buckets on Murray, and like he has the size advantage on a lot of them. So that can be a possible solution that wherein you can bring him as a starter maybe and get some instant offense on your team. But on the other hand, they might get killed on the other side where I don't think he can provide that much of a defense when compared to Vanderbilt, obviously. Like Vanderbilt was their second best defensive guy behind AD in terms of like off ball rotations and stuff like that. And besides, LeBron is doing a great job at that, I feel like. But yeah, you obviously want to do the work for LeBron so that he can, give you more offensive production. Uh, but yes, some of it was like tough shot making tonight, and that might be a good sign for the Lakers because they played defense and they still kind of lost because of just extremely good offense by the Nuggets, and I feel like that might not be repeated again, and the Lakers have a good shot in game two, but uh, I think the Nuggets have the series in lock, maybe 6, maybe 7 games, but I think the Nuggets win.
And that's a bold
Damn. I
prediction
mean,
with Raj. I was also hoping that the Lakers, but after watching the first match, the only thing that niggles me, and that is something that you also talked about, Rudransh, was that probably Nuggets would not come back with this same offensive production in the future. That is something that is this is what happening. But the thing is that the Lakers in this match were good. They were not bad, and then they did not mean to they did not mean to be trash like they were. They were losing by 15 in the first three quarters, and then they came back in in the fourth quarter, and we saw LeBron probably coming back and scoring a few buckets. But the only concern that I have is that this is one of the best Lakers production that we've seen in the past two series as well. In this kind of production, Lakers have won by 15, 20 points, whether it is against the Grizzlies or whether it was against the Warriors. But here, the Lakers struggled with this great performance as well. It would take, I mean, we probably would not see another 40-point game from AD. We've seen how inconsistent AD is and how inconsistent he has been in the first two playoff series, wherein he was good in the first game, bad in the second, coming back in the third, bad in the fourth, good in the fifth, bad in the sixth. And I think so that is a problem that Lakers will have to have because the next game they could probably lose it, and this was a very important game to win, and Lakers played good but still could not win the game.
I
So it
told
would be
y'all, I told
extremely
y'all, and like to point out the AD thing, I don't think it's just been this year or like this series or
yeah.
something like
Expect
that. He's had that issue like ever since he's been on the Lakers. That's been highlighted forever now that he's very inconsistent, and LeBron has had to be that consistent force. And I feel like yes, a lot of the things were really like maybe lucky shots or maybe just tough shots by the Denver Nuggets. But like you said, I don't think we get another AD game as well. So it might just be a toss up again in game two. And with Denver having that confidence, having that chemistry, having that home court, I'm favoring the Nuggets to win even game two. Um, I feel like the first game that they win, the Lakers, it probably is in LA. I feel like it'll be game three that LA gets with their home crowd, their home court advantage. And I feel like the Nuggets will even take the split there. But back to you guys. I mean, we're not doing the series predictions right now, I guess.
yeah, I mean, it was a crazy game because I really like this game, right? So a bit of a statistical bunch for you guys, right? Both teams shot 55% from field. Both teams shot 45%, almost 45% from three. Almost the same amount of free throws. The Lakers had like four more free throws, which is a huge thing for Lakers teams who have normally had the bigger difference, having had like a 10-point free throw differential in the last few games. But the biggest thing about the Lakers,
Mhm.
I think, has been that, whenever you get that game one, especially as an away team, you know that you can coast in that game two. You have a couple of days for game three, and you're coming back, and that's what the Lakers is. Um, Strategy has been throughout the last two playoff series as well, right? You get that game one, we're gonna coach game two. You not see a lot of energy. We're gonna get blown out, but we're gonna go back and we're gonna take home court advantage. And that's something that did not work. Obviously, we pointed out the Nuggets have an amazing home court advantage with the altitude and how players really feel a lot more fatigue playing at the Nuggets home. But at the same point in time, I mean, I saw a lot of good things from the Lakers tonight because the thing is, like, if they're down by 20, they're not they've already lost the match in their hearts and they're not even going for a comeback. They tried for a comeback this time, and I guess that's something that I really love to see. And obviously they did not get the win tonight, but at the same point in time they cut it down to a 3-point game with 2 minutes left, and it could have gone either way there. And as for the second game, again, as what I've seen from the Lakers strategy, I think they're going to coast a bit in game two as well. So I'm expecting a
Hmm.
2-all series right now, like Ronald
Even with
said.
that,
But
even with that 0-1 deficit, do you think they'll coast, or do you think they're kind of forced to be like that because of the
yeah,
age and like AD
I
being?
think that I think they're pretty much forced to be because I think LeBron just sees the game. LeBron sees it in a very unique way, right? Whenever he smells blood, he's going for it. But if you think that he does not have it, or he can probably push the series a game further, but he needs to conserve his energy for game three, he's probably going to conserve his energy, right? He's going to be like, I'll take the chance in game three, I'm not taking it in game two, and then probably losing home court advantage, probably losing on home again because the Lakers haven't lost a game at Crypto Arena now. But the thing about AD is, the thing about AD is I do not need a 40 and 10 game, right? You guys said that I will not we're probably not getting that kind of a game again, and that's completely fine with me. I need that game six Warriors versus Lakers AD 17 and 20. That's all I need. I need him to be dominant in the inside. The Lakers gave up 15 offensive rebounds, and that's the biggest problem. And we've talked about this throughout the playoff series, right? You saw the Knicks Bucks series, sorry, the Heat Bucks series. You saw the Knicks Heat series, and that's all that it came down to. And it was offensive rebounding and rebounding. And if the Lakers are
Yeah,
going to
like I, I,
reset
I,
that,
I,
go ahead. Sorry, go ahead, Rudrash.
no, no, no worries. I like I said, I talked about this in the preview as well. AD needed to dominate that matchup. He didn't do that. And Jokic, I told you he was gonna be the best player on the court today, and he was. I don't want you to miss out on this like stat line. He had 34 points. He had 14 assists, 21 rebounds, and two blocked shots.
Just
So
crazy.
and he had like 10 rebounds and 5 assists and like 8 points or something in the
You
first
know
quarter.
who the real MVP is?
Legot.
What do?
No, no, no.
Yeah.
I'm saying Embiid, which probably did not deserve the MVP.
Oh, MV. Okay. I thought that was a Lakers take, but okay.
No, no, no,
No.
no.
But anyways, like
I mean, I'm wearing a Nuggets
Jokic played
jersey right now.
extremely well, and I yeah, these two bandwagons, man. One is a Celtic fan, one is a Nugget fan now. But anyways, uh, I feel like I could almost see this coming, wherein I felt like Jokic has been playing at this extreme level throughout the whole playoff series, and we're gonna see that on again, off again from Jamal Murray, when we might get every 1 out of 3 games or 4 games that he's gonna go off. But I think they changed their coverages on him. They might play Vanderbilt a little bit more to stop him, and I'm not so sure. But like you guys said, like I said before, AD needs to win this matchup and like not just win it, probably dominate it. And Jokic had those crazy stats in the first quarter wherein he had like 10, 8, and 5, and he just set the tone early. They pounced on them. The Lakers were always playing from behind. They were always playing catch up, and they didn't have it today, and they needed to have it today. Like I foreshadowed, I feel like this was an important game because if they had to win one, they probably had to win this one. Wherein the Nuggets were not in that group, they didn't know how to play against the Lakers, not so much. But now they can even scheme better. They can make more adjustments because they know. I feel like this Nuggets team is probably unstoppable. I'd give the Lakers at max maybe 2 games. I don't know. I don't think it goes to 7. And but even
Damn.
if it does, I would favor the Nuggets because you get the home court advantage, right?
I mean, talking about let's just dive right into the predictions. We've been talking about who's gonna win, who's gonna be. Let's just dive into the predictions. What is the best player of the next game? What is the bust of the next game? Who will surprise in the next game? And what is the result of the next game?
For me, it's gonna be Jokic again because I feel like Murray has already had his game. I don't see him going off. Jokic has been Jokic. He's probably been the most consistent star in this playoffs run. Maybe outside of Butler, but I don't know. Butler has had his like games, but he's not been as consistent as Jokic. I feel like he's gonna be the biggest star. Uh, Biggest bust would probably be, I don't know. Oh, your favorite Hachimura. Maybe him. Maybe him or D'Lo. D'Lo is always there to disappoint you guys. That's fine for me to
Kilo
watch.
has or been on that bandwagon for long now. We don't expect
Yeah.
so it's just been a bust all series.
Um. As far as who'll win or like who'll surprise us, I don't think anybody can surprise. Like Bruce Brown is no longer a surprise to me, but maybe to some people he's a surprise. KCP to some people is still a surprise. Angad, I'm talking to you, but like I feel like those two guys have been playing at an elite level in this role. They know their role. They're playing it extremely well. But other than that, another guy, I feel like MPJ has had like a struggling time for a long time, and I feel like he's gonna go off in one of these games. So look out for him as well. Uh, to win it, I take Denver. Denver goes up 2-0. I think Lakers win the third maybe because it's back in your so-called fortress crypto. We'll see.
Yeah. I mean, probably the best player is going to be Nikola Jokic. I mean, he does not need a 34, 21, and 14 game to be the best player. But when he gets that, I mean, there's no one stopping the Nuggets team, right? And honestly, he can probably have a Draymond Green type triple single stat line and still be the best player on the court. And that's why he's one of my
Oh,
favorite players right now. I really wanted him to have the third MVP because I really thought that he deserved it. I think the last 6 to 8 games where he just forgot defense and did not play
coasted.
it because he was
Uh,
he was conserving his energy, right? And that's just showing right now where you can see him. He's playing
exactly.
42 minutes a night and
But
he does
to
not
me,
look
I feel
gassed.
like yeah, to me, I feel like he honestly just doesn't give a damn about the trophies, about the awards. He just wants to
Exactly.
win. He's a
He just wants
winner.
to
I think, yeah, yeah,
he just wins and he just wants to go back to his country and play with his horses. That's all he wants to do in
yeah.
life. And that's the best thing you can ever want, right? And Jokic is obviously one of the most enigmatic players. I think he's going to take this game again. But I didn't want to say this. I thought he was one of my favorite players. Uh, he was literally my favorite player in the bubble, one of the underrated players. But I have to call this guy a bust now, right? He's on a $192 million contract for the next 5 years. If he had met all NBA, he would have made $232 million as MPGA match. I am really, really,
Nah.
really sad with how everything is gone. And obviously he had the back injury. He was a top high school pick um from his high school year, and he ended up being a 14th pick just in the lottery. And those back injuries obviously I gave him a lot of problems, and obviously he's getting you the rebounds, but if MPJ was hitting his shots in this game, I do not need him to. You Nuggets do not need him to take like 20 shots and make 60%. He just needs to make his open shots,
Exactly.
and probably Lakers never get that comeback too. And it was all up
And
to MPJ and that. So I think he's still gonna be a bust. I mean, he's not gonna have a good game
oh,
at all. I think the surprising player. I mean, hey, KCP was the third best player during that bubble run. Okay, he was averaging like 13 points. So I give him all respect. He was the only player who could make a three. Because LeBron for sure wasn't, and Danny Wright was sure really wasn't. With like 25% from three that season. But KCP, I give all my props to KCP. He was a great player,
And
great leader.
I would love to watch him knock out the Lakers.
It, it,
That would be
That's what
you,
happened
you
crazy
know,
yesterday.
shit.
he had that thunderous dunk on AD, and he was like just looking back at LeBron, and you could see I mean, there was an animosity, but you could see that, this is what you're missing for. This is why you traded me
Yeah.
to the Wizards. That even with the Wizards, he was all right, but I mean, whatever happened, happened, right? I think the surprising player is going to be, I don't know. I think D'Lo is going to have a great game. I think D'Lo, and
Don't
I really from the bottom of my heart want to say the Lakers go up and get this one win, but I am pretty sure the Nuggets are going to take it 2-0. But you know what? I think the Lakers are a better team than the Suns, and the Suns made it 2-all after Game 4. So I mean, I still have a lot of faith
yeah,
in
I
the
mean,
Lakers team. But for
but
this
like you said,
game,
like the Lakers haven't lost in their home court. Neither has Denver, I think. Denver hasn't
yeah,
lost it at their home as well. So either team is good at their home, they're great at home. So I expect it to be a series. I'm not dismissing it. Like, I'm not saying it's gonna be a 4-0 series. But I feel
yeah.
like Denver will protect their home court, and I think so will the Lakers.
Yeah, so I think Denver does go up 2-0, but I am up for any shocks by LeBron, and if he steps up, that'll make me the happiest man.
Oof. That's gonna be tough because I feel like he expended a lot of energy even today, and
Yeah,
even in the previous series.
and you could see it in the last possession too. I mean, he
Man,
lost. He when they got the steal, he was like, okay, it's done now.
Just gave up.
he was like, oh come on, Bronny, you can't come in the league fast enough, bro. Just let me have a season and sit down now.
I mean, yeah, I also believe that Nikola Jokic will have another game. I don't know why the law of averages is not coming to him, whereas the law of averages in the past three seasons, which is not hitting him. He's just been on a high. I mean, he's had his low games.
Mostly because like he's a big man and he gets his uh, buckets real easy, like down low. Like if you're a shooter, the law of averages like hits you much harder because you're like taking threes, deep threes and stuff like that. But
Right.
if he's working down low, and he has such beautiful offensive game, like he sees plays before they happen. He makes those assists. Even if he's not having like a good like scoring game, he'll still dissect the plays. He'll still get assists to your players. He'll still grab those rebounds. He's always engaged. Much unlike someone else we know that's probably on the Lakers, the apparent
Pretty,
best big man in
pretty,
playoffs.
pretty injury prone too.
Yeah, that's a problem with AD as well. You don't know whether he'll get injured, whether he'll get what. Well, I mean, you guys touched upon a bit of LeBron, but what we need to also understand is that he's pending that there is a surgery pending on his foot. He has a foot injury that
And
he's also playing against it, and he has to get a surgery in the off season. That is also a reason why he's conserving his energy because he wants to take
okay,
Lakers, right?
watch out, people. Le
Watch out.
excuses is back.
It's not about
Le
like guys,
excuses.
guys, you are
Here
I
come the
mean,
here come the Braun fans,
the problem.
I mean,
giving excuses
he,
after
he,
one loss.
he did go to the LeBron James of feet.
The
Like,
only problem is that
I
we
mean,
compare
like
LeBron
like
with the older one.
one night ago he was the goat, and now he's pending an injury on his foot.
I
That's
mean,
why
he's
the
still
Lakers
good.
won't win.
He's still the goat. I mean, if you compare LeBron James at 38 years old with the kind of offensive production, defensive production that he's producing, he's still one of the best players in the league at this age. The problem is that we compare him to a lot of players who are not even, or we compare him to the prime LeBron James. We also need to agree that he's not the prime LeBron James, but still he's at 38 years. The kind of production that he's making is, I mean, we cannot ask for more with the leg injury, with the age, with the stamina. We cannot ask more from that. But like straight moving on, the biggest bust of the game again for me would be probably AD. I'm not expecting him, although I want him to
Yeah,
win, but I don't think so. He'll be showing up in game two because of the kind of inconsistency he's been showing. Although I would love him. I mean, a Lakers fan, being a Lakers fan does not mean that I always support the Lakers. It's about pointing out the
No,
uh,
no,
false.
you're a Celtics fan.
Yeah, I'm also a Celtics fan. Also a Celtics.
All
Right. So I don't think so. The A team will not show up. Talking about surprising, I think so. D-Lo will surprise us. Because he would have to show in particularly one game in the whole series. He
Yeah,
might.
he'll surprise you for sure. He'll go for 33 or something.
that's
No,
like
no,
the
he's.
John Witter mentality.
Yeah, so probably D'Lo will show up, will put up some 3-point shooting, will show us some 3-point shooting, and he will surprise us in a good way in the next game. But what I think and how I saw the Lakers team today, I think so. Like the LeBron is going to conserve his energy for his home game. I think so. He'll not go all out. I am also predicting a blowout win for the Nuggets. I don't think so. It will be close. Uh, not because I love because I'm
Y'all
supporting.
came around, eh?
No, no, no. What I'm trying to say is that I know that
Yeah,
he
I am a
will.
Nuggets fan.
I tried telling you all yesterday that, man, the Nuggets are gonna win. Almost all of my predictions were correct, except for like Christian Brown, who was a minus 16 and had 0 points.
And also the biggest bust, which
Well,
became.
yeah, AD had 40. That's true.
No, what I'm trying to say is that LeBron, we know that Lakers suck a lot of energy from LeBron, and
That's
I don't
true.
think so. LeBron is going to go all out in the second game because he knows
Yeah.
the third game is at home, and they're playing one game. I mean regularly, so I don't think so. Lakers will go all out, and that is why I'm predicting a blowout, and then I'm predicting Lakers to come back in the third game as well. So then that's what I think. Nuggets and a
Yeah.
blowout win for the Nuggets.